G'day guys and gal. The Primarchs are an interesting bunch, immortal demigods made to violently usher mankind into a golden age, but instead ended up ruining everything due to their own egos, insecurity, daddy issues, but most importantly, male pattern boldness. Shit went so bad that nearly half of them ended up selling their souls and ascending to become Daemon Princes, not idealio. But becoming a Daemon Prince isn't a walk in the park, even for a Primarch. Each of the ascended Traitor Primarchs had to undergo a shitload of trials and challenges to eventually earn the favor of their chosen Chaos God, and be gifted like 9 tits or horns or something. The lore behind each ascension is actually really interesting and worth the next 10 minutes or so of your life. Before we get started, we are a little flick of a dick away from 500,000 subscribers. 3,000 of you fuckheads that are watching, lurking, and not subscribing. I get it. What's the motive? Well, firstly, I'm getting a Warhammer tattoo for 500k, which I'll post a video of me getting while I answer some stupid ass questions from subscribers. Secondly, I'm currently working with one of the hottest Eastern European cosplay models on a not suitable for work photo shoot that I'll post to you guys and gals after we hit 500k. Thirdly, I've got some insane merch ready to go. I'm talking comfy bathrobes, awesome singlet designs, slides, and more. And fourthly, please. It's an incredible milestone that I owe to you absolute legends, and I'm keen to see how far we can take this. Today we'll be going over each of the Traitor Primarchs' ascension to demonhood, detailing how they did it, why they did it, and what powers they gained and lost in the process. Let's get into it. We will start off with Fulgrim because I'm in a silly, slutty mood. Fulgrim's fall to chaos was a bit, AIDS. His first step was when he was influenced by a phallic-shaped demon sword without realizing. Then he regretted everything, then he was possessed, and then upon breaking free of his possession, he decided that sex, drugs, and rock and roll was a vibe, and all of his interesting inner conflicts and character arcs became irrelevant. The gloves had come off, and all he now wanted was to go as balls deep into Slaanesh as physically possible. To do this, he discovered that he would need to ascend to become a Demon Prince of Slaanesh. But Slaanesh doesn't just hand out ascensions willy-nilly. You gotta do something pretty cooked. Hence, Fulgrim made up this story about how the Eldar god Cain sodomized the shit out of Isha, and as a result of that, she gave birth to the Angel Exterminatus, an Eldar demigod / superweapon. He then brought this story to Perturabo and basically said that the superweapon was in the Eye of Terror, and together they could take it and secure victory for Horus. Perturabo was skeptical and thinks Fulgrim is a fucking weirdo, but he agrees to go on his quest. However, there was no superweapon. The Angel Exterminatus was the name for Fulgrim's ascension, and he basically required Perturabo's life force to act as fuel for the transformation. Hence, Fulgrim gave Perturabo a Morkita stone as a gift, a stone that would suck Perthy's life dry. Perty obviously didn't realize what it was at the time. Then at the heart of a crone world within the eye, Fulgrim sprung his trap and began absorbing Perty. However, Perturabo was able to fight back and with the help of the Shattered Legions, survive the ordeal. He then smashed Fulgrim apart with his Warhammer. However, Slaanesh had quite enjoyed the spectacle, so she allowed Fulgrim to instead absorb like 1,000,000 Eldar Spirit Stones as the fuel for his ascension, rather than Perturabo's Primarch soul. Perty killing Fulgrim's physical body was the final trigger, turning Fulgrim into the moist rape snake we know and hate today. His strength, durability, speed, and martial prowess exploded, with him easily beating Guilliman in a duel in his demon form. However, he wasn't able to beat Rogel Dawn. He got hit point blank with a virus bomb and still managed to regenerate from it, and is more or less unkillable. However, he is so engrossed in Slaanesh's anal beads that he very rarely leaves his hidden pleasure planet, thus more or less knocking him out for the setting post-heresy. His absence is why the Emperor's children are one of the weakest and most divided traitor legions. Perturabo's ascension to become a Demon Prince is quite controversial, with a lot of people saying it goes against his character, makes him a hypocrite, and was unnecessary since Lorgar was already a Demon Prince of Chaos Undivided. Current lore strongly points towards Perturabo being a Demon Prince, but there is a theory that he is just faking it. I'll go over the current lore and how he ascended, then I'll briefly talk about the theory. After the events of Angel Exterminatus, where Fulgrim got the award for Galaxy's shittiest brother, Perturabo and his Iron Warriors cracked the shits. Previously, they had fought in the Horus Heresy as if it was a continuation of the Great Crusade, resisting the taint of chaos and maintaining their codes of honor. However, after Fulgrim's bullshit, many of them suffered from chaotic corruption, and Perturabo began allowing it in his ranks. After the Siege of Terror, where the traitors began falling back to the eye, Perturabo set up a trap for Dawn, a horrifically fortified strongpoint to prove who was the greater siege master. The extremely angry Dawn accepts the challenge and throws his legion at Perturabo's iron cage, resulting in massive casualties for the Imperial Fists. If it wasn't for the arrival of Guilliman, it's likely Dawn and his entire legion would have been destroyed. Perturabo flees with 400 Imperial Fist gene seeds. He then offers them up to the Chaos Gods as tribute, and in return gets elevated to become a Demon Prince of Chaos Undivided. It wasn't so much the gene seed that impressed them, that was more just symbolic. It was the humbling of Rogel Dawn, the Primarch that defied all 4 Chaos Gods, that granted him their favor. Once again though, this doesn't really check out with his personality, so why did he do it? Well, it was revealed that the events of Angel Exterminatus more or less gave Perturabo terminal cancer. Having his life force removed, then put back in does that. So the choice may have been either die a slow death or become a Demon Prince, kind of like what happened with Angron. However, in the brief times we see Perturabo, he is described as having pale, necrotizing flesh and being armored in a massive dreadnought-like suit of heavy plate. This doesn't really check out with the Demon Prince, more so a dying Primarch putting himself into a huge armored life support system to keep him going. So the theory is that he pretended to ascend, but instead has just been working on a cure for himself. I think that would be a good idea, as not every traitor needs to become a demon, and Lorgar is already a Demon Prince of Undivided. But either way, currently it does appear that Perturabo is a Demon Prince and has been referred to as much numerous times. Angron's ascension to become a Demon Prince wasn't very consensual. The Butchers now stole a lot from him: a good night's sleep, wholesomeness, his connection to the warp, and the ability to be somewhat likable. It also more or less gave him terminal degenerative brain cancer, as the nails were incompatible with his Primarch brain, hence were basically just blending it into soup. As Lorgar and Angron were tearing across Ultramar in their Shadow Crusade, Angron was nearing the end of his life. Lorgar wished to save Angron, hence on the final battle of the Shadow Crusade against the Ultramarines on New Syria, Lorgar began channeling the death screams and suffering of the countless billions of innocents in Ultramar that they had massacred during their crusade. He then channeled all that energy into Angron, as Angron was having his final seizure, transforming Angron from an angry violent man to a big angry violent demon. The Butcher's nails remained within Angron's head because Khorne is an asshole, and his rage increased dramatically. However, the pain did subside a little bit, at least according to Lorgar. Angron is pretty unhappy with his new demon form, the rage and pain making him completely insane all the time, just as likely to attack his allies than the enemy. He has gained increased strength, durability, and the ability to fly at the cost of cognitive function. Next up is the very stinky and extremely hypocritical Mortarion. How does the anti-psyker, anti-warp, super resilient and willful Primarch end up becoming a psychic warp entity who failed to resist the disease? Good question. Mortarion's ascension was not a pleasant one, nor did he seek it out. He was tricked by Typhus, his first captain, into killing his own navigators and leading his fleet and legion directly into Nurgle's realm on their way to Terra to begin the siege. Here, Nurgle was able to come blast the Death Guard with extreme AIDS ragu, infecting them with Nurgle's rot and the Destroyer Plague. These super diseases tore through the infected Marines, basically causing them to die extremely agonizing deaths, then coming back to life while still remaining in extreme agony. Even Mortarion wasn't immune. His pain was legendary, but that was nothing compared to him watching his legions decay around him. Nurgle then offered him a choice: die an excruciatingly slow and painful death alongside his legion, or accept Nurgle into their hearts and be reborn. Mortarion chose to end the suffering and be reborn. His Death Guard was transformed into Plague Marines, while he himself ascended to become the Demon Prince of Nurgle, showing that the Chaos Gods can just kind of Demon Prince anyone whenever, and any rituals or missions someone has to do to ascend is more so for the gods' entertainment and not a genuine prerequisite. Mortarion gained the ability to fly, create and spread plagues, extreme durability, and has an energy-draining aura. On the negative side, he now smells like absolute asshole and doesn't get invited to parties. Now we have Magnus, whose ascension was a bit chaotic and fragmented. Pardon the puns, so bear with me on this one. Titsnitch had been grooming Magnus like he was a 15-year-old Kardashian. As such, Titsnitch didn't really want to or need Magnus to do anything particularly special for him to allow him to ascend. After all, Magnus literally got cum dumpstered by Leman Russ before begging Titsnitch to save him. Not exactly the most dignified ascension. However, it wasn't clear-cut. Titsnitch had ascended Magnus, but there wasn't much to ascend. Magnus doing hectic voodoo and getting shut on by Leman had shattered his very being into multiple shards. He was dying. Ahriman was able to recover 4 out of the 5 main shards, which restored the newly ascended Magnus to his powerful status. However, the good and noble shard of Magnus was on Terra, left there when he violently burst through the Emperor's wards. That shard was used to create the first Grandmaster of the Grey Knights, hence it was forever lost to Magnus. However, with the blessing of Titsnich and the recovery of most of his shards, Magnus was now a fully fledged Demon Prince. In terms of power, he didn't really get much of a boost. As a non-demon, he was an extremely powerful psyker. As a demon, he is a pretty powerful psyker, with a lot of weaknesses. He has been repelled by the Space Wolves multiple times, struggling to beat their Chapter Master in a duel, and also getting smacked around by Bjorn the Fell-Handed. This is most likely due to all the shards he had lost. Sure, he recovered 4 of the key ones, but he lost many of the less important ones as well as 1 of the key ones, so that has kind of curbed his power a bit. Overall, definitely a side grade. The wings are cute though. The last of the Traitor Primarchs to ascend was Lorgar. Out of all of them, the only ascension that made sense is Lorgar's. He was the slut for chaos and wanted to get as balls deep in it as possible. Magnus became a Demon Prince out of desperation. Angron and Morty weren't consensual, and Fulgrim is a fuckwit. Perturabos was also a bit questionable, but Lorgar wanted that shit badly. His ascension was probably also the least interesting, and has the least amount of lore regarding it. What we know is that due to his own and all of his son's culty bullshit, eventually the Chaos Gods got tired of cock-teasing Lorgar, and they allowed him to ascend to become a Demon Prince of Chaos Undivided. Then he began meditating. He briefly broke his meditation to get his ass absolutely whooped by the demonic Corvus Corax, before then running like a bitch. He claims to continue his meditation, but we all know he is hiding from his vengeful brother. In terms of power boost, 1,000,000 times 0 is still 0. Lorgar was a weak bitch that got clapped by Corvus pre-demon. Post-demon, he was a weak bitch that got clapped by Corvus. So in terms of ability, there isn't much to talk about. We just haven't seen much of Lorgar in recent times to know what is happening. Definitely overdue for the Wordbearers to become the big bads of the setting. Overall, Ascension probably isn't the right word. Being a Demon Prince kinda sucks balls. If you enjoyed the video and you want to support the channel, then hit the subscribe button. Flick of a dick from 500k, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get this bread. Join the Discord for more memes, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.